So after waiting 5 long years since COVID, my bad, I meant Ghost of Tsushima, we finally got our hands on an interesting piece of work from Sucker Punch that only a handful of people were looking forward to. Ghost of Yotei. And yeah, I was not part of that handful. And hell, even when the first trailer dropped, there was a lot of criticism and skepticism surrounding the game before it even launched. I mean, you had employees at Sucker Punch getting canned, the voice actor of Atsu was getting mountains of hate and causing eventually a boycott for the game. They showed the same shit in every other trailer, a woke narrative with a Mary Sue-esque protagonist, I mean, Jesus. And even there was hate for the violence, I mean, what the fuck? Apparently people did not play the first game, because in the first game you had Mongols getting their limbs and heads chopped off and shit, I mean, come on now. But anyway, with the amount of plague on this game's back, even I caught wind of it eventually. And I managed to convince myself, shit, I would not be playing this pile of dog shit. Until my uncle bought the game and accidentally game shared it to me. And honestly, to my absolute surprise, this game fucking rocks.
あの木に串刺しにしてくれ。弟が見ている前でな。
So yeah, I think it's safe to say, at least for my part, I enjoyed the hell out of this game. Well, mostly. So without any more bullshitting around, let's dive head first into this brand new Sucker Punch game, Ghost of Yotei. So, set in the early 1600s in Ezo, Japan, we follow a simple story of revenge. Atsu's tracking down and killing all of the Yotei 16 years after the massacre of all of her family members. And, well, yeah, it's, just the most basic, simple plot that just about anybody these days can get into, especially for a video game. And our lovely protagonist is dubbed the name Onryo. And unfortunately for me, you may have all just realized that my pronunciations, especially throughout the video, are going to be complete dog shit, nor that I am Japanese. So for the sake of being less confusing, I'll be referring to her instead from now on as the Ghost. Yeah, this shit's very embarrassing and sounded way funnier in my head than it came out to be. Oh, and also, before anything else, here's your only spoiler warning for the most bare bones of spoilers you could possibly have gotten from this game. I'm sure everybody could have guessed what could happen at the end, and I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between everything. So, if you get spoiled, I don't want to hear Mama and Papa coming to the comments section and grilling my ass. Anyway, so we have the Oni, Kitsune, the Spider, the Dragon, and Lord Saito, and this game does a very good job at showing us why each of these people made her kill list, juggling back and forth from the past and to the present. Now, there's not really much to gripe on with the story, it's severely bare bones. However, one thing I hate with this, and it could just be me with a potential clear misunderstanding of what Sucker Punch is trying to go for, but I don't like when a story like this has a hole that just ungrounds it from reality. Atsu is stabbed and basically fucking dies because she gets stabbed right in the abdomen, but she manages to still kill the snake and lives. And yeah, I get that's why she's called the Ghost, because she lives from this, but I like it more that she gets that name from surviving 16 years prior from the massacre. I mean, not only is she using smithed metal from her father's forging that Lord Saito recognizes at the training ground level, but also, one of the sons literally fucking confirms that they already know somebody's killing off their whole old gang from back in the day.
Someone with a grudge is picking off members of our old gang. Not exactly something to rush back to. And so, the Oni and the Kitsune join the snake among the dead.
How could one woman cause so much damage?
Duh, but haven't you heard? She isn't a woman. She's a vengeful ghost.
Honestly, I think it just would have been fine to do it that way instead of all this extra bullshit. Also, another minor nitpick, but we all knew her brother was toast as soon as he got introduced that he had a daughter. I mean, at that point, it's just how it is, man. It's not even the game's fault. And definitely highlights for areas I enjoyed story-wise have to go to Shikari Plains and Oshima Coast. Just fun balls to the fucking walls, man. But the entire storyline, most of the story actually, about the new Kitsune, I'm sorry, but I don't know what the fuck that was, but that shit was boring as hell to me. I mean, just look at the Oni fight. It's so much better. There's fire everywhere. It was so much more interesting with the brother coming in. With this, it was just a little, I don't know, I just felt like skipping half the cutscenes. It was just all bullshit. She gets over making friends with her so fast, and even though she had a part in killing her family and destroying her entire home, it just was weird to me. And I mean, that's basically it with the story. It's really damn narrow. Jubei dies and we murder Saito ceremoniously, and then 6 months later, Atsu and Aoki raise Kaiku at home. The end. And the dialogue and the story really don't matter to me that much, because what I'm here for is the sweet ass fucking combat, baby. So if you haven't heard yet, yes, this combat and gameplay is very fun, to the point that it puts to shame that new shitty fucking Assassin's Creed game that was kind of relatively new. And it's basically the same amazing fluid gameplay as the first game, but with a slight twist. In this game, you get different weapons instead of the stance system, and I think it's very fun to use strategically. You get the Yari, Kusarigama, Odachi, and the dual katanas. And they basically work as a yin and yang system. Fire to ice is Yari to Kusarigama, if you will. And if you didn't think that was already enough, they also give you bows, guns, and bombs. To me personally, I found myself not even using half of the extra shit they give you. The combat's very fun with constantly switching weapons, but after a while I found myself just lazily using the Wolf's Blade and blowing through all the enemies in the game. I played this game on the hardest difficulty, but at times I found myself getting bored after dying 50 times to the same fucking boss, since the dodging mechanics can be clunky at times. And holy hell, I know it's not the game's fault, but I can't help that my gosh darn brand new PS5 fucking controller already has Joy-Con drift. And also, I think every person had that epiphany when first fighting the fire weapon enemies, that you can't just block those attacks without the spear. Thanks for telling me that, game. But the other huge ass I have to talk about is no, not those very interesting hot spring scenes, but whatever the fucking douchebag decided to put the descend pole right next to the shrine on the top of the Mount Yari. Bro, there's still more to explore. Dude, fucking 3 of my friends did the same shit as me, and then we all had to reclimb the entire mountain again. At least the fucking game looks gorgeous, or I'd be wanting to hang myself even more of doing that shit. It's so fucking beautiful that even Jack Quaid's been making Instagram highlights with the photo mode. I understand this review is sounding more negative than positive, but believe me, the combat sells this game. It is just phenomenal. But lastly, I just wanted to talk about the side stuff and plotting this game, and no, I haven't done it yet because I have a fucking life, but I also find myself wanting to play Final Fantasy Tactics more than painfully trekking everywhere to find everything in this game. The platinum's not even that hard or time consuming, but half the time I'm searching up YouTube videos just to find shit. Hooray, I can't wait to run around and find fox dens, bamboo strikes, and even hot springs. Well, okay, the hot springs are the only exceptions. But also new in this game, we got the amazing painting sections. Yeah, 18 of those bitches. And if you wanted to chase more animals, now we have wolves. Obviously, we don't have enough to do in this fucking game, so here's 31 bounties and 61 shrines galore. Yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like all this shit was just added at the last second to extend the game's life a little bit longer. And there's so much more shit that I didn't even get into that's still in this game. There's tons of armor and vanity items in the game, but most of it looks like ass, so I don't even really care to equip it. However, all things considered, I did have a blast flicking the coins. The one thing that's not even associated with the PlayStation trophy. But with that, it's actually a really fun game to play, and now, nearly being finished with it in its entirety, looking back on it, I think I could just say it was definitely worth playing. And yeah, it's also getting a multiplayer update too, but I don't think that's going to be enough to bring me back again. I think my time's just about done with this experience, and if I was to give it a number score, I think an 8.2 would suffice for it. It's not a game for everyone, but the ones it is for are going to have a damn good time slicing people up.